right. Well, welcome to the Women's Business Center. This is actually a West Business Development Center. We are also a Women's Business Center. My name is Laura Brooks. I'm the program director here at West and hosting today's webinar, one in our wonderful series of marketing reminders with Lonnie Lott. West is a nonprofit funded by the federal SBA. Next slide. Thank you. Which is the Small Business Administration Program. We're both a Women's Business Center, as I said before, and a Small Business Development Center for Mendocino and Lake counties. Through grants from federal and state agencies matched with local community contributions, we're able to provide our services to you for free. Our services include one-on-one counseling, webinars, loan package readiness, and advising to small business owners and entrepreneurs at every stage of business development. We also have a pool of expert advisors that cover specific business needs, everything from permitting to HR to e-commerce. If you'd like to learn more about becoming a West client, please visit our website or give us a call. And I'll be putting our phone number again into the chat later. This is just a quick reminder that this webinar is for informational and educational purposes only. If you want to read this in more detail, you can go to our website. So, I would like to introduce Lonnie Lott, and please, again, put your questions in the chat and I'll be monitoring that for you. Take it away, Lonnie.
Okay, thank you, Laura, and welcome everyone. Happy last Wednesday of July 2023. Can't believe we're going to be talking about how to prepare for Q4. It just seems like a blink of the eye, and we were talking about Q4 2022, not Q4 2023. This year has flown by. That's me. That's my sidekick, Charlie. He's been with me since the pandemic, and I just like to give him a shout out because sometimes he likes to chime in when I'm conducting a webinar, and I just always want to just apologize up front that he sometimes does have 2 cents to add to my presentation. I am a woman-owned business. I had my consulting practice since 2000. Been involved in business advising, community development, downtown revitalization since the 90s. And I am passionate about what I do. I believe in small business entrepreneurs, the impact that you have on our economy. And I'm so honored to be able to be presenting this webinar on behalf of the West Business Development Center. So thank you. Okay, so this is kind of the agenda for the hour that we're going to spend together. We'll have plenty of time for questions. So as I'm moving through each of the areas that I'm going to be sharing today, do feel free to put those in the Q&A, as Laura said. You will be getting a copy of this recording and my PowerPoint presentation, which has a few of my notes attached to it. So you don't have to like write down madly everything I say, but do put your Q&As in there, or even if you have an idea yourself that you'd like to share to the group from maybe something you did last year or something you're thinking about incorporating in the last quarter of 2023. We're going to be talking about some strategies for success and then your plans for the last quarter and for 2023, especially if you're a product-based business or a restaurant or in the hospitality sector, it can be your biggest quarter. It is typically where you're really trying to increase that your sales and your overall revenue. So it is a very important quarter for a big portion of our small businesses in our communities. During my presentations, I like to pull down different examples of businesses that I find digitally out there, because if I'm not in your community, I can't go down the street and take a picture of it. So I am scrubbing third-party sites listings such as Chambers of Commerce or city websites or Google searching them. I'm always a little sensitive about pulling down pictures from Google searches because I've been known to get the wrong city or the wrong business, or that business was, that was a 2014 picture. They're no longer in business. So These are examples of different digital marketing snapshots from their social media or their websites that I have found. And I like to just give shout outs to all of our hardworking small businesses that really are the foundation of our local communities. So this one, I really appreciated how they're starting, really making it clear how to make your reservation. These days with the pandemic, many of our restaurants really shifted on how to reach out and communicate with them. And sometimes you have to search around on websites or other places to find their phone number, or their links don't work. So, I'm always like looking for best examples. And this is really a nice example. They're saying if you want to eat indoors or outdoors, put that note in the guest note section of the reservation form. And then, it's pretty branded. They have their menu up there, their events, they have their history, and then of course they're connected to a hotel. So it's a really nice example. Good job, Blue Wing. Okay, so I'm going to start out kind of just as a reminder of what our customers are still expecting from us in Q4 2023. They're our customers. We're in business for our customers. You may be self-employed and you're in business for yourself, but we are servicing our customers, and they are our critical piece of our business success. So I just kind of wanted to do a little refresher of where their heads are at as we come into this last quarter 2023. Now, we know that we're in recovery from the pandemic, but we're having a slowdown in the economy. And I haven't heard if federal has decided to increase the percentages again. They were going today, having a meeting. I haven't heard what the outcome is. But, interest hikes, of course, are never right. Exactly. We're trying to slow down the economy and get people to, keep their dollars. So I didn't even include the slowdown of the economy and what customers are expecting. But we are still, customers are still expecting, when they come to your place of business, your restaurant, your office, even when you come as a mobile unit, they want clean, safe, and health protocols still available. Not necessarily masks. Most of the health industry has released the usage of masks. We're still seeing some doctor offices wearing them still. But for the most part, the regulation of the mask has been lifted. Now we're still seeing people wear them. And, between you and I, when I'm at a business and someone's wearing a mask, it doesn't really even faze me anymore. It's just there. But they are expecting to see a clean location, a clean store, and probably hand sanitizer, still, maybe some social distancing in how the furniture is arranged in the waiting room or the dressing room. So it still is in our mindsets, those type of protocols. We are expecting most of our businesses to have online shopping options. And I really do a shout out to product-based businesses primarily for this particular expectation. If you're a retailer, if you are selling products on the internet through your shop, you need to start making that movement towards online, getting those products in online. John, can you let the dog out? Whoop, guess he's gone. Storefront businesses, our customers are expecting our businesses to be open again, open 7 days a week, open regular shopping hours. My office right now, where I'm at, I have 2 offices, and I happen to be in the Phoenix office. Don't ask me why, 112 degrees right now. So a lot of our shops open at 7. And are closed later because of the customers coming out early. But Storefronts, customers are expecting our businesses to start to be open 7 days a week. They are expecting a fully functioning website that answers all their questions. We know that online presence is a must in today's marketplace, and taking it to that next level of a website. You own that intel. You should be able to use that to really answer people's questions. If you're using an FAQ, telling your story, hosting your online shop, talking about your services, really educating the consumer. People go to websites to learn more about your business. They're not necessarily calling you to find out. They're going there and they're going to websites to see what your hours are, to see what your ratings are. So you really want to have a full functioning website that all links work. Customers want immediate response to their questions or issues. That if you've opened up and using direct message as a way for people to contact you, if you have a phone number, if you have an email, all of these digital ways that customers can ask their questions, then you need to make sure that those are replied to quickly. We're impatient consumers. A lot of the ways that the whole marketplace has turned with Amazon and with shopping expectations has really made us impatient, and we want to know our answer right away. We are expecting in Q4 some type of promotion, discounts, deals. Now, I say that lightly for you as small business owners. You don't have to give away the shop and cut your profit margins so deep that you're losing money on your promotions. But you can be creative. But people are wanting to have some kind of promotion during Q4. I see a lot of businesses, do a pre-Christmas sale, a customer only night, online, especially first time you sign up, get 20%, email marketing, first time you sign up and subscribe, you get 20% when you shop online or bring the coupon into the shop. All of those different ways are how you can start to really think about Q4 and getting those customers to come in to your place of business or shop online with you or reserve a place for their event or even start to come in to get their taxes done, right? We are expecting as consumers flexible policies, especially in the return area. I know Amazon has just made it too easy for people just to buy and then easy return. Almost everything can be returned, right? So if you're a product-based business and your return policy is in-store credit only, really revisit that if you are depending upon the visitor market to be part of your customer base. As a person that visits a lot of different communities through my business and traveling, whether I'm on vacation or I'm on work travel, I love to shop independent businesses. I love to go in there. I love to find gifts from these independent businesses. But often what kind of keeps me from purchasing during the Q4 and the holiday time is that the return policy isn't conducive to giving a gift to my friend who may live, out of the state. So you want to really think about those policies. A 30-day policy in-store only is fine if you depend primarily on your local market. You need to have gift cards. It is too easy out there now to have gift cards, whether it's a paper certificate you write up and you PDF it on your website, or you actually are using an electronic gift card. These are things that people give as a gift or give as something during Q4 for showing appreciation. I love getting gift cards. Now, when we go to the grocery store or we go any store these days, you see the walls of all the chains and big boxes that have, little plastic gift cards. So why aren't you out there offering it through your communication channels? We love them as consumers. We want them, and we will use them and patronize your business if they're available. Products delivered on time and as promised. We as customers, consumers are expecting that. If you say it's going to be within 2 weeks or it's going to be within 3 days, make sure it gets there and let them know how it's being delivered. Should they watch for it for UPS? Will it come FedEx? Do they have to go and pick it up? Again, just give it some thought. If you're a product based and you are actually selling your products online and maybe you're shorthanded with your personnel, just kind of make sure that you're communicating that with your potential customers. Locals expect personalization, unique products, and stellar service. I'm always like, how many people tell you about a bad experience versus a good experience, right? If you have a bad experience, you usually tell everybody, 7 people, the world, anybody who'll listen. Oh gosh, forbid you like rant and rave online about it. And if you have a great experience, do we take time to do that review and tell what a great time we had and what the service was? Sometimes not. It's just like it's expected. Visitors, they are expecting some kind of online options to purchase from you, delivered on time, and they want stellar service. Maybe if they're out of the area, but they want to still order their product from you, or let's say they're your favorite winery, they want stellar service in terms of how it's facilitated through the internet. So with all that said, customers are our livelihood, and they're out there and they expect a lot. So just think about some of these areas that you might want to improve upon, or you need to just revisit. So let's talk about the first strategy that I want to put here for a profitable, and I want to use that word, profitable, Q4 2023. It's going to be, we are looking for robust online sales, right? Or let's say robust in-store sales. But if you're looking at online and you've been able to actually get that implemented, up and going, figured out all the kinks since 2020, and you're finally saying, okay, now we can really load up our merchandise or our products on here, make sure it's fully functioning. Ask a couple of your team to go in there and do some sample shopping. Make sure that everything looks good. Your links work. Your shopping cart works. It's coming through you, your communication, it's coming through to your distribution or your fulfillment center. So just kind of check it out. Does it need a little refreshing? I'll talk a little bit later about refreshing things with the holiday themes. But just the basic foundation of the online. With technology and the change of browsers, the change things that are maybe the social media platforms, changing even in our like Spotify subscription, or if you're using a branded e-commerce site, little slight changes in it can really throw you off. I have a nightmare story. I have a client in Arizona, and it's a not-for-profit, and I am their quote unquote executive director and lobbyist, and we have a website, and on that website you can make donations, right? Not that we get a lot of them through the website, we get more through our mail campaigns, but there's a website and it has all the listing of our board members, and it has a feed that shows our social media posts because that keeps it active. And this website I inherited, it's been around for 10 years. I update it, keep it current, and I don't visit it every day. I don't really pay attention to it. And I go on one day and my whole feed, my donation site, the whole sidebar is gone. Well, I call up my friends GoDaddy because they're hosting it. And they say, oh yeah, that widget that you built your WordPress with is no longer available. They don't offer it anymore. And I panicked, right? I'm like, oh, I can't let the board see this. I'll be out of a job. So long story short, had to invest a little bit in their marketing team. They were able to rebuild it, get it up and going in 2 weeks. But that can be disastrous, right? So you want to pay attention to your online presence and your online shop or your donation site or whatever it is that you're using to really get your products and services out there into the marketplace. Stock inventory and determine your offers now. Look at, I know a lot of product-based businesses have already shopped for Q4. Maybe you're going to fill it in with some unique pieces. Maybe you're going to bring some local artists in to kind of do some pop-ups to give it a great feel. Plan it now. Make sure you've got plenty of inventory. And if you have it listed on your online shops or in your e-commerce or social commerce, make sure it is tied into your whatever system you're using to track your inventory. You want to make sure that you're going to have enough of what you're offering to get out to the marketplace, to your customers. And now determine your offers. Know what your price points are. Know what you paid for it, or what your commission consignment amount is that you are getting from whatever pieces maybe you're consigning, or what is the, your agreement with the pop-up merchant or the pop-up artist. And then determine your offers. Is it a 2-for-1? Is it a 20% off anything over $100? What is it you're going to offer? And do a little bit of the math. This is where we get in trouble. We overbuy, maybe or we offer a too deep of a discount, and pretty soon we're like, got all this stock. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with it, or I cut my profit margin so deep that I was losing money on my most popular items. So figure that all out. Optimize your descriptions and quality photos on all of your digital touch points. Can't say this enough. For your shop, make sure that they are quality. This is one area you want to probably look at investing either in equipment if you're doing your own photo shooting, or have a partner business that is a photographer that's going to shoot some really great photos, and getting that inventory up. If you're buying from distributors or manufacturers, a lot of times they give you the photos already to put up onto your sites. That's fine. For most of the small product-based businesses, I see them being very unique. In Grass Valley, there's a woman-owned business and high-end stuff. Lottie Da is the name of the business. And she puts the clothes on her staff, and they go outside into the alleyway, which is this beautiful brick background, and they show what it looks like on. I'm like, well, if they can wear it, I can wear it, right? So whatever your brand is, however you branded your shop and your photos, just make sure they are of the highest quality possible. Identify your shipping and pickup options. If you're going to have the option that it can be picked up at the shop or the store, make sure that you're there. The hours are conducive to when they want to come pick it up. If you're identifying shipping, have all of those prices and charges very transparent. Connect your shop to all of your other marketing touch points. I love this one, and I think Etsy has taught us what memorable packaging and unboxing experience is. If you've ever ordered anything from Etsy, and I do every once in a while, I'm not a big online shopper because I just don't need that much stuff, but when I am wanting unique gifts, I'm either looking local or I'm looking at some place that may offer it more handmade or very unique, and Etsy is that site. I had my blanket made for my daughter with all of the t-shirts that we've had collected over, from Little League and high school and college and her sorority and everything. And I wanted to make a a quilt for her out of it. And I had seen this. And so, you know, I found one on Etsy. She had a great site. She actually had demonstrations of how she cuts it out and sews. She had the prices. She had the samples of materials that can go on the back. She sends you a draft mock-up of what it's going to look like. But the most memorable part of it was how she packaged it. It came all wrapped. She embroiders right on there the little message from me, what I wanted to say, came with some flowers, came with a 20% off your next order, a big thank you. I mean, it was like unwrapping this gift of beauty. And just those subtle little type of experiences. I probably have told everybody I know, if you want to do this, go to this site, because it's just left an impression on me. Again, your policies, especially the return, are clearly posted on your site. Leverage paid advertising opportunities. This may be where you're going to want to invest in some paid advertising to promote your shop, to promote your products, to promote your promotions. Again, this is where you may want to look at investing there. And then, you know, develop a robust customer service plan. Think about just sending out a really nice email or a direct message if you use that, or even a phone call, although most people don't pick up calls that they don't know anymore, and just express your gratitude. And you know, ask them if you can, they'll review, and if you could use that review to repackage into your social media campaigns, either in Q4 or looking at January, you know, Q1 2024. On this side, this is not a product, but it is a product that we drink. And I just thought this was really a fun, beautiful example of quality photos. They have right here this is from their Facebook page. They have right here how to order online. And I guess you order online and then you'll be ready to pick it up. But they have just really very pleasing pictures of their particular type of products. It's a cute little shop in the heart of downtown Fort Bragg, featuring fresh fruit smoothies, milkshakes, cold brew. So really, you know, just really well done, really nicely done. Okay. Switching gears. Are we doing okay, Lori? Do we have anything in the chat that should be in questions, or is everything going okay here?
You're doing great. No questions at this time.
Okay, thank you. So the next strategy, and again, you probably are already knowing this and thinking about this, is to really leverage all the channels that count, and every channel counts, right? So think about all of those places that maybe your business is listed on the third-party listing and your review sites. You should be your business should be claiming all of the listings, business listings on the review sites. Try to not be afraid of review sites, monitor them, use them. There's just going to be nasty people out there that every once in a while, doesn't matter what you do, it just can never please them, and they're going to leave a review. But you want to make sure that the review sites are monitored and that you're responding to them, and that, you know, you're really re-looking at how you're growing that online reputation. Third-party listings are those places like the Visitor Bureau, where you may, if you're the type of business that they list, or whether, you know, hospitality, travel, shopping, events, if you're in an organization that hosts events. If you're a member of the local business association or the Chamber of Commerce, they usually offer that as part of their membership. And I am so happy to say that most chambers, I'm thinking maybe the California Chamber of Commerce told them, stop hiding the member directory behind a firewall where people couldn't get to it, that they will list you and they will link your website and your social media platforms but make sure that it is current and that it has the right, directs people to the right place. Probably out of every 10 link I go to look for, business I go to look for through a third-party listing, either the link is broken or it takes me to their website, but none of their social media platforms are listed on their website. So just kind of, again, this is an opportunity. You don't want to miss this opportunity, especially if visitors are coming or folks are needing a new service or product. If you're on Nextdoor, if you're on Thumbtack, if you're on all of those other third-party listings that are available to you that may be on your industry specific, just make sure that everything is current and working. Update your website. All information is updated. Make sure your hours are there, how they can contact you. I am a big person that does not, I'm a person that does not like those submit forms that often come with kind of websites that are, template based. I just think it's so impersonal. And you submit this thing and it goes, and do you ever hear back from them? I would rather you bite the bullet and put an email there, even if it's a Gmail. You can do a business Gmail at no cost. You can include that link. If you are using a submit form and you prefer to do that because you've had some bad luck with, maybe somebody has hacked your email, then just make sure you respond quickly. When people email a business, they are doing it because they want the information. They're emailing an organization because they want to know what the event is. When is Santa coming? When is the tree lighting? What are your hours? It shows that you're closed on Sundays. Are you still closed on Sundays? I want to know what's the price for renting the event room for our party. All of those questions are key, and you don't want to miss out on any opportunity of doing business if you're not responding quickly to emails. All links embedded on your site work. Your social media icons are visible. And if you put them up there, make sure that your social media platforms are the ones you're using primarily to drive engagement. Maybe you signed up for Pinterest. Maybe it comes with your commerce site subscription, but you haven't posted anything for 4 years. People are going to look at that and say, she's not really in business, doesn't do Pinterest. Or they go to your Facebook page and you haven't had you have a post there from 2014. So just make sure whatever icons you are linking to, that you are actively using those social media platforms. Consider creating a holiday opt-in form. So if you're doing email marketing, which you all should be doing, and you have an opt-in form, think about branding it with a little holiday flair. This is when we're going to start getting into branding or theming some of your digital touch points. We're really good about theming our window displays during Q4, or our, our points of sale if we have physical locations. But now is the time to really kind of change out your cover photos, your banners on your LinkedIn to represent the holiday. I had just attended a webinar on advanced social media, and it was interesting that I learned a lot. And I teach this stuff, but as presenters, we're always wanting to learn and stay current because these social media platforms change so quickly. But she said that that there's studies that 80% of folks will patronize and engage with a social media platform that actually recognizes dates that are important to people, such as posting something about 4th of July, posting something about Thanksgiving, posting something about Flag Day, something about Veterans Day, and that those folks that are, of course, there's other pieces to the pie and making sure that those social media platforms are really engaging. But the folks that post something about those holidays, those big events or dates that are important to people in general, have a better engagement overall on their platforms. And to me, these are no-brainers. So in Q4, we got a few, right? We have Labor Day, we have first day of fall, we have day of Thanksgiving, we have several holidays in December, we have New Year's, Happy New Year 2024. So think about those as places maybe you want to update your cover photo, your cover banner on all your platforms. Maybe you want to look at doing a little branding on your homepage, and maybe your opt-in page, you want to kind of give it a theme, give it a little bit of a holiday flavor, or just changing the colors or adding an image. Info is updated on Google, Yelp, online directories, all of those places. Now, Google My Business, or Google Business Profile as it's called now, all businesses should be on it. If you really want to have some strong search engine optimization and be on that search, when people Google CPAs near me, or florists near me, or carpet cleaners near me, you want to make sure that you have claimed your Google business listing and that you've built out that full-on Google platform that is available to you, including current pictures. Now, when I said I scrub some of the internet looking for really great examples, I do sometimes Google search them because I can't find anything electronically of their storefront if I'm doing something on visual image. And I find storefronts on Google My Business or Google Business Profiles, but if I look at the date of the picture, it's 2014. I am not going to put that dated picture up as an example, right? I don't ever use local examples as bad examples. I stay away from that. That does me no good to tear down a community that I'm working in. It's just not right. So with that said, go to your Google My Business and check it out and see when was the last time you updated your photos, you updated your hours. Now, it can be a little tricky. I know people have trouble with Google. You forgot your password. A lot of it you have to do on mobile now, but give it your best. This example over here is the directory from, I believe this is the Mendocino Coast CVB. And this is an example of what I'm talking, a third party listing. And this is the Quarry. It's a little retail shop in Fort Bragg. Really nicely done. Says visit their website. There's a link that works. Has a little about that they've done a little shout out on the site, and it has their icon of their Facebook, and it even gives their hours. So again, check your listings out. See what's there. Make sure it's all current. Low hanging fruit, as I call it. Okay, moving on, making sure I'm good on time. Oh, I'm really good on time, aren't I, Laura?
You're doing great.
Oh, great. Okay, let's see. Let me move on. Here, did I already say leverage? Oh, yeah, continuing leveraging the channels that count. Update and engage on social media. Make sure you've got your content bank full. You've got your photos ready to go. You know how you're going to reach out to your customer and invite them to be part of the holiday celebrations with you in Q4. If you're going to be participating in any festivals, in any events, do use the event features on your social. Charlie really likes this subject on social media platforms, as you can tell. But fill out your calendar, lay it out, look at it. What are you planning on doing September to December? What events are you participating in? What are you hosting? Excuse me for just a minute. Okay, it's just like having kids, right? There must be, I don't know if you guys can hear him, but there must be somebody at my door. So you want to, Laura, you want to take over for a second, and I am just going to go take care of my.
Sure. I can't really take over for her, but I wondered if this is a good time for anyone to ask questions or share experiences they've had with any of this content. How is your marketing going? Or we can just get back to Lonnie. Yes, Chiara. Within the week after this webinar, usually in a couple of days, we send a post-webinar email that'll have a link to the recording and a copy of the PDF of the slides. So no problem.
Thank you, Laura.
Thanks, Lonnie.
I have a big tree in front of my house, and it never fails. FedEx or landscaper wants to park right there, and it just drives Charlie crazy. Okay.
Well, Lonnie, we do have a question from Laura Fox. I'm not sure how to market my printing and graphic design business. I'm trying to relate what you are telling all of them to her business, but it's not coming together yet.
Yeah. And, go ahead.
Oh, there's just more coming in the chat, so I'll let you start with that.
Okay, so you know, you're a service-based business and semi-professional. So talking about online shop may not be relative. Hopefully you have a website. Hopefully you're on social media. You want to be looking at that in a holistic approach of how you're going to really, what are the pain points or the areas, the problems you can solve for people during this time of the year with your business. And then you're going to want to think about how can you create around that. So it may not be relative for you to tie into a Christmas tree lighting event, because that's not relative to your business. But you may want to host an appreciation of your clients, or you may want to host an open house. You may want to brand some of your social media and do shout outs about your products for holiday-based things that your services might provide. So such as if you're thinking you might want to do personalized thank you cards this year for your gifts that you receive, here's what we can do for you. What are those type of services that you can promote and educate about that help solve any problem or pain points for your particular customer base? Maybe you're going to talk to, you know, you're going to appreciate and talk about in the last quarter about thinking this is a stressful time for businesses. I know you may not be thinking about updating your signage yet for this year, or redoing your brand, or this is the time you may be thinking about it, but don't forget about us. We'll be offering, you know, our full service. Here's what we can do for you. Give us a call in the first of the year when you're ready. Those kind of things. You may want to have your business open. If you have a shop and you're located in an area where there's foot traffic and there's other businesses there that depend on the events for driving customers, you want to be open. You want to participate in any of those type of activities that add to the whole of the community. If there's an opportunity that you're in a strip mall and they're going to be doing some cooperative marketing and they're going to have a page in the newspaper, put an ad in there. Consider putting an ad in there and being part of that district or that strip mall or that business community. So you have to think a little bit outside of the box, because right now in the very beginning, I was talking a lot about online, which is product-based. As we move more into email marketing, we move more into social media campaigns. These are places where you can start to brand some of the holidays, brand some of, and think about posting and what it is that you could offer customers now, whether it's Christmas cards, whether it's thank you cards, whether it's a gift, a card of thanks that you want to send out for, you know, during Thanksgiving. What time to freshen up. Graphic design is such a broad and area that, coming into what your services are and how they align with your potential perfect customer during this season of Q4, you may not need to be as heavy in this quarter as maybe another quarter, which is much more important. Maybe that's the first of the year when people are, cleaning out their offices, decide to, they need to update their brands, need to come in and do some graphic design work, or new businesses. Maybe you really cater to helping new businesses brand themselves. Showcase that during the holidays. Give a shout out to some of your clients. Put some of your reviews up. All of those strengthen. But you're probably not going to be needing to do an online store because you probably don't shop. You probably don't push your services out that way. So hopefully that helps. When I talk about email marketing, if you are collecting emails, great. Now's the time to really use them. Even if you just have 10, email marketing, if you are collecting them, people are expecting something to drop into their box. Now's the perfect time to do that. And it can be done quarterly. I like once a month. If you're not collecting emails, make it your task to either put an opt-in on your website or collecting them physically wherever you are seeing your potential customers, whether you're participating in an event, networking at a business-to-business opportunity, at your checkout, at your physical location, and then now put together an email thanking them for the year of business that they have done with you, and then plunk in some event information, plunk in some educational information. Why would people want to use a graphic designer when there's all these like online type of design services? Why should they use graphic design? 5 reasons why professional graphic design helps you brand your business faster, whatever the reason is. That's how you kind of start to think about using more service-based businesses in some of these tools that we have to really reach your customers. Amplify with paid advertising. In Q4, it makes sense that a lot of businesses will invest in some paid advertising during this time, whether it's in a cooperative ad with other like businesses, whether it's a standalone ad. There's a lot of offers that come through both traditional and digital. It doesn't mean that you have to do all of them. Really understand the market that you're trying to reach, your customer base, what's the purpose of the advertising? If it's more traditional, it might be just brand awareness, might be just promoting an event you're participating in. If it's digital based and you're doing some advertising through your social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, whatever it is, they all offer it. Make sure that it is resonating with what you're trying to communicate to your customer. And this is where advisors can help you. We can walk through some of those options. Your advisor can help you identify your perfect avatar or customer, and then talk about some of the ways to really communicate with them on why they should do business with you. Events and promotions during the last quarter are abundant now. So look at what's being offered out there and try to physically engage in one of them as a business. Whether you're open during an event, even if it's not your foot traffic, or leverage it by having an open house for your business, inviting them down during the time when maybe there's another event going on. Like I mentioned earlier, if it's a street event, like in Grass Valley, they do these closed street events during the holiday, 5 in Nevada City and 5 in Grass Valley. And my daughter had a Pilates business, didn't ever do anything for her business to be open during a night street holiday event. So she invited different vendors to be in front of her business and pop up. Again, she was open. She got a couple little drizzles in. It was a great place for us to warm up when it was cold. And she was helping support a local independent business in front of her. So there's lots of ways to think about how to leverage events and promotions, especially if they're community-based. You can sponsor an event, you can give to the raffle, you can actually, be part of the advertising and have your business logo and hours and everything in that piece. Go live during the event. If you're product-based or even not, think about going live, doing a live event and having a guest speaker come in. There's all kinds of ways, and the sky's the limit. So just be creative, pull in some colleagues, pull in your team, brainstorm, roll it out, think about it, and lay out your Q4 2023 roadmap or plan. I'm going to give you an example of this, and that you can draft your plan month by month for the quarter, identify the holidays or themes that make sense during this time for your business, your industry, and it could be very specific to what is a national or holiday, or it could be something very specific to your region or your industry. Develop a list of all your promotional offers. Look for opportunities to partner and collaborate. Think about referrals, reviews, and community involvement during this whole time. Maybe set some goals for yourself, and then pinpoint the resources or the dollars, as I like to call it, you have to work with. Don't go over budget. Start out within your means and develop those to the fullest that will give you the strongest return on your investment. I pulled this down from Pinterest. I don't know, I think I was looking up holiday windows, and this came down. It's a little recap of 12 plus holiday promotions and marketing campaigns ideas. And it's just, something that they came up with. And I just thought, put this in as my example. So this is kind of a draft that I did of a calendar. It's just a point of reference for you to kind of think about how I was talking about a roadmap. You can change it any way you want to, but it's just kind of taking the time, maybe on a whiteboard with your team or a big white piece of paper or something, and you're laying it out. Now, where the value is not only figuring out how much work goes into each of these, and do I really have the bandwidth to do all of this? Does it really make sense to do all of the things I want to do? Do I need to scale it back? It helps you plan out that in September, I need to be preparing for November, because that's when I got to get my vendor application in, or that's when the ad is due. But then it also helps you have a point of record that you can go back in and mark, like in January or February, what was the impact? Did it work? Did my sales, were they bumped? How did my social media benchmarks, my analysis, my insights, did they go up during this time? What was my reach with those different advertising campaigns that I did through my social media platforms? Was that collaboration work? Did I get reviews? Did I ask for referrals? Did I get more reviews? All of those places that you touch in your roadmap prior, you can go back, write down the actual outcomes, and then look at it in the coming year. So here's a checklist. You're going to get this back from West, West Business Center, when she mails you the link to this website. And these are just, some ideas for you to think about updating your information, start looking at your offers. Are you investing in paid advertising? What key events do you want to do or be involved in? But simply make sure you have quality photos and videos. Your email list is up to date and segmented. If you are using a segmented list, that means you are putting them into the categories of how you got the list, whether they were visitors during the summer months, whether they were visitors during an event you were participating, whether they just signed in from your website. Branded holiday marketing template for all businesses. Could be whatever your brand is and what you like to use for branding different holidays, colors. Could be very, very subtle. Could be full on out. Links are working. If you're product based, your inventory is ordered, in stock and on its way. You have staff hired, trained, and ready to go to handle the demand. And then all of your delivery and payment systems are in place. And I think that's it, Laura. I think I was able to stretch this out to plenty hour.
Well, we actually have a question. And before I ask you that, I'm going to launch this poll. Please take a moment to answer these brief questions, very important. They allow us to get our actual funding for this webinar. So Chiara asks, I have an online healthcare private practice. Could you perhaps offer some examples for this type of business? I do not have a storefront, nor can I do an open house.
Okay, so you're an online, you're just do private online type, or you go to them, right? So again, it comes back to taking some time out and who is your, identify as clearly as you can who your ideal customer is, or you're the ideal individual or market you're going after. We call it your avatar, your marketing avatar, not you, the avatar, your customer. What's their age? What's their demographics? What's their lifestyle? What is their hobbies? What do they want from you? What is their problem that you can solve? And you dive deep into identifying that customer or that perfect client. And then you say, okay, I recommend at least 2 social media platforms that you are actively engaging on. And you're going to be practicing putting together and thinking about posting, right? So if you're in health and wellness sector and you don't have a storefront, you can't do an event, what is it that the problem that you can solve from your customer? Do they want to feel healthier during this stressful time of the season? Q4 with all the holidays and demands, schools coming back in session, we're running thin on trying to make sure we get everything done personally and in our work world. Do you relieve some of their stress? Do you keep your nutrition products? Do they help them stay healthier? How do you, with that person that would use your services, that's your primary customer profiled, what is the problem you can solve? And then you develop communication around how you can communicate how you will solve it. In some type of manner that maybe is related to Q4. And maybe this isn't your quarter. A lot of the health and wellness sector is January through March, after we've overeaten, gone through Christmas, didn't exercise, and now it's January, February, March. And so, oh my gosh, I got to get back on my track. I have, some resolutions. So maybe you think of educational posts. What could you share with them during the stressful time on some of your posts, some of your social media videos? Maybe you're going to talk about it, because when we are talking about health providers or people that are coaches or health coaches or in the health, we want to see them. And maybe you're going to do a really nice video on 5 things to help them relieve stress during the holidays. So
She did clarify that it's a nutrition business, sustaining eating disorder recovery and preventing relapse, which everything you had to say still fits.
Yeah, and I'm a recovering anorexic, so I know exactly what she's talking about. So this is the time when there's triggers. During the holidays, there's triggers. At a Thanksgiving dinner, there's triggers. So what are those triggers? And how do we manage those triggers? And is it, mental health? Eating disorders is a mental health, but the triggers are very high during this last quarter. So you're going to come in, you're going to educate about that. And then you're going to talk positively about what can we eat and, nutritionally wise and feel good about it, right? Yeah.
So Chara asked, so you're strongly recommending video, and then
Yes.
do you have your email that you're going to put up on one of the slides, or should I put it, are you available by email?
Yeah, I am.
Further questions?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely put my email in the, you want me to put it in the chat?
Sure. I can also go get it if you need
I'll
to
put it in the chat.
keep your hands. Okay.
I'm going to host and I want to do it to everybody, right? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's real simple. Lani, L-A-N-I, means heavenly in Hawaiian, believe it or not. L-lconsulting.com. Or my Gmail, which I've been using because so many Gmails get bounced when they go to when I send them back because of what Google's done with I can't get it fixed. Here's my Gmail. So you can try either of those.
Thanks, Lani.
Yeah, thank you.
And thanks everyone who responded to the poll. I'll get rid of that. It looks like we don't have any more questions, but so thank you everyone who came today and for participating. This slide is just showing you where the other women's business centers are roughly in California. We are an up and coming organization, the Women's Business Centers, and in California, they are all part of a network, and we work together to advocate for funds and for women's small businesses. In fact, our network is in DC this week, advocating for more funding for small business owners. And the next slide, West Business Development Center is also an SBDC. And this just shows you some of the nearby SBDCs. And as you know from one of the people here, there's SBDCs all over. There's a lot more of them. They've been around for a longer time. So thank you again for coming. Please visit our website. Call us with questions. If you're outside of our area, we'll help to find a center near you to help you with your business. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, everybody. Have a great quarter 4.